Hey everybody, Sprigsel here. Hello. I don't normally commentate on a loss, but I thought this was a decent loss, and it brought up some certain points that I want to bring across, a couple of tips that I can offer to any person really who wants to get better at this game. The first thing I'm going to say is that I struggle to find a position on this map. This map's quite difficult because you've got kind of three avenues of approach from this side. You've got right down the middle, as you would do, right in the town, or the village, you'd call that a village. You've got the left flank, which is, if I zoom out a bit, if I pause it here, get a bit of an overview there. Right, on this map, this ridge here is quite an important ridge because that is where the red team is going to start. We start down in this direction here. Now from here, this location in particularly is a really good spot to hit down like that and cover that side. You can just about hit this kind of ridge here. Now this ridge is where a lot of the tanks will sit behind these trees and behind the rocks, and they'll also do the same. So it's fairly even when it comes to that sort of thing. The problem is, in this position, you lose sight of this location over here. This location. A lot of tanks that start there will move in this direction and flank around like that. And also, a lot of the fast tanks will flank to that direction. In this case, if I just get rid of the view there. In this case, what will happen is a comet will move like this, and it'll come up here, and it'll start scouting us in this location, and this location, and this location. And that spells disaster really, because a lot of tanks are then spotted in this kind of location here, which means that the artillery that are placed around here, you know, over here this sort of direction, will start lobbing shells into this area here, which is obviously somewhere you don't want to be unless you're behind these rocks, which is pretty decent cover, literally where the AT7 is right now. Now what our team is going to do, as you can see by the makeup on the map, is it will push this way to try and counter the movement that is going to be over here. We completely neglect, if I get rid of this again, we completely neglect this side of the map. There is no one moving that way, and that is our undoing for this map really, because we get flanked by, I think, at least two tanks which do a lot of damage from this kind of area. Now I can't really pinpoint an exact point in the game where we actually lose, like really badly, but the battle that takes place in this location, this kind of location here, is where the main battle is going to be fought, and unfortunately we're going to lose it. Right, I've done enough talking about what's going to actually happen. Let's do some actual happening. So in a second we're going to see the comet that's going to push. It's going to push up here and spot two or three of us. Now at this point, right, let me zoom out a bit. Let me zoom in a bit. You don't want to be that much. I'm in a decent location because we've got a scout here who can pretty much see everything that's over there. To a certain degree, he'll start spotting things that are going to turn up here. Unfortunately for me, because of the comet turning up in this direction here, I'm not going to be able to get any shots off at these people because I'm having to fall back, because I can't take on the comet, and I'm also going to start getting shelled from the artillery line, which is over there. Let's continue this, shall we? So I'm going to keep in this view. We don't need to see my view, to be honest. We can just look at it like this. So there's the Comet. The Comet comes into view, and I can't hit it, but it can see us. And so we have to move back, because the T-25-2 and the T-29 are both going to get hit now. Because a really nice point on this map for the red team, that as I've only just recently found, is this location here. Now there's a bunch of buildings, like 2 or 3 buildings that you can, and it's a little hill. So from here, I believe there is an IS sitting pretty much right there, and he's going to start shelling this kind of location here, and he does quite a lot of damage. So the Comet is really kind of hurting us at the moment, because he's spotting us. He's not doing any damage in particular, he's just spotting us. Luckily we get a couple of good shots on him, and we have lost the left side, or as I like to call it, we've lost the north side, the northeast side, because that's the way it is. Anyway, I'm going to go into my camera now, because I perform a very nice little shot here that I'm very proud of. So let me just pause it here, and I'll give you a little rundown. The VK2801 is going to head for the arty line. That is his job. His job is to have gone right round the back. I get an extremely good shot off here. It's a bit of luck and a bit of skill, because I put my tank in the right position to shoot this guy, and I'm very pleased with it. So let me actually show you the shot.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Now what I did there, if you haven't seen my leading video, which is about leading your target, is I aimed in front of him and kind of shot when I thought he would be in my path, and it turns out he was in the path, and I was I don't think it was luck really. I think it's a mixture of luck and a mixture of skill to be put into that position. Anyway, the next kind of section of this video is a bit of hit and run tactics. I move back because I see that we are going to start to lose this north side that we really needed to take. You know, they've got a T-34, they've got a VK3601, you've got an M5A1 Stuart, which is the Chinese version. You've got the T-25-2 there that's doing some nice flanking damage. So I'm going to sit into this position, and if they come up to me, I'm going to try and take them out the best I can. Unfortunately for me, I start to lose all the people around me. The AT-7 is eventually going to go down under the pressure, and I'm going to have to move out and cover in a different location. I'm going to get a decent shot off at the T-34-1 there. I'm going to bounce, which is unfortunate. That might have done a serious amount of damage if that had gone through, but it didn't. So at this point I'm thinking to myself, we've kind of lost. I mean, we're down by 7 tanks and they're down by 4. It's inevitable that we're going to lose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see what I can do with this T-34-1, and I'm going to see what I can do with this T-25-2. Now, unbeknownst to me, I've lost a Tiger in all of this. I've completely forgotten about it, and it's going to start appearing in a second. But first, I'm going to be able to get a couple of shots off at this tank. Now, I was close to getting him there, and my shot should technically kill this tank. And I get lucky, and I get a nice shot there. Now, just let me, before I explain what's going to happen here, I've got to explain what's happening over to the south, over here. Now, we've got the IS, we've got 2 ISs in fact, and the T-43 up against what I can see as an AC Mile 46 and the IS that was sitting there before, plus one of the arties which I can't make out which it is. We lose that battle. We shouldn't lose that battle, but we do. Now it may have something to do with the KV2 being in some cover and therefore not being seen. The other two arties may also have their fun with it. What is going to happen here is the T-34 is my main target. I want to take that out straight away because at the moment he's got a good view on my artillery, which is over here direction. My problem is that there is a Tiger sitting or moving from this location here. I make a really stupid decision here and I get very lucky. I'll actually let you see it. I get a great shot. The first shot is always the key in the battle. If you get the first shot, it's amazing. The second shot is unfortunate. I bounce. The third shot is just a beautiful kill. 453 damage. Now, it's at this point where I'm thinking to myself, I'm screwed. This T-34 one is going to maneuver around me. He's going to hit me in the ass a couple of times. I may be able to get him. Likelihood is he's going to maneuver around me until he kills me or an arty gets me. However, the M41 has got another idea and takes him out for me. Thank you very much. Eager. Thank you very much. So at this point I realise it's over. There's no point me even thinking about trying to help these guys out. I'm just going to have to go and sit and try and defend the best I can. So I'm going to head back to the M41 and just sit on this hill and let them come at me. The game is a loss. We know it's a loss now. There's no way in hell we're going to win this game. But my job is going to be to take out as many people as possible. I'm going to have to fast forward it though because it takes about 30 seconds for them all to get in. Okay. The AC mile comes into view. I, to begin with, don't think about taking him, and then I do. Now, if I get a good shot off him, I should kill him. I should kill him. Now I'm trying to lead the target. I'm trying to work out where he's going to be. I get a really nice hit on him and I don't kill him. What's annoying is this second shot. I miss him by an insanely small amount and that's it. I've lost the advantage here. Now I'm thinking to myself now, do I wait for him to come up? Do I just inevitably go down into that little village area and just die? And I make the decision to go down. It's a good decision because Butt Scratcher 18 is going to die. Let's just put it that way. He does, unfortunately, die. That's what happens when you're cocky, bro. The IS and the T-29 are going to finish me off. I've got no chance against these tanks. If I can get one shot off at the IS, it's going to be fine. I should be able to kill it. The problem is when I do get the opportunity to shoot, I bounce. And I am really annoyed about it. Because, let me zoom in a bit here. This couldn't have come any better at me, this tank, because technically it's in this sort of sitting in this direction, which means he's side onto me, kind of. Yes, the turret is full, front armor is facing me, so if I hit him in the turret, I'm less likely to get a penetrative hit. Unfortunately for me, I have to get over this wall. I've only got, let me just get rid of that. I've only got this view of the tank. That's where I can hit him. And although it says I penetrated, I didn't actually take any damage off him, and it doesn't matter anymore because I don't even penetrate the second time, and I'm a bit peeved off about it really, because an IS shouldn't be able to stand up to the thing I've got. Anyway, that is the end of this video. We lost. We didn't do very well at all, but I put up a bit of a fight, and a couple of the people around me put up a bit of a fight, and generally I can't really think of much that I did wrong, apart from probably the last bit, or attack a tiger front on. That was pretty silly. But I mean, when you're desperate in those situations, you kind of have to roll with the punches and see how you get on. Anyway, Briggsall giving you another long analysis video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.